Jamie Eickoff, the QB for the Bulldogs, calls his starting count. Eickoff takes his snap. He's back to pass on the draw play, gives it to Bohlken. Bohlken has some running room. Tries to turn the corner out to the left. He's out the 25, the 30, the 35, the 37-yard line. And Jon Bohlken carries the football all the way to the 37-yard line. Return Gatula's punt. Gatula gets a low snap, but he will get his punt out of there. This will be a short one into the wind. The fair catch is called for and made by Alderman at about the 43-yard line. Marke Wiedergreen puts a wide receiver to the left. The slot back is set out wide to the left also. That's Marke Warren. In trouble in the backfield, the quarterback dropped by Todd Gatula, the tight end, and Wiedergreen dropped back to his left. Wide receiver split wide to the right. Wiedergreen for Fairbury, calling his count, pitches it back to Alderman. Flags thrown. Alderman floats out here. Alderman wrapped up by Gatula and then dropped. Got some help coming up by Jon Bohlken as they get him down around the 37. Blatney, the fullback. Marke Wiedergreen, the quarterback for Fairbury. Wiedergreen hands to Blatney. Blatney runs straight ahead and powers it forward for the first down. Inside the Bulldog 35 to the 34, it'll be Marke Wiedergreen, the QB, calling his cadence. Wiedergreen waits for his snap. A long count at the line. Pitches it to Alderman. They'll try to run to Alderman's left. Alderman will be wrapped up and dropped. Looks over the defensive set for the Bulldogs. Wiedergreen pitches it back. Coming out here and floating outside with the football is Alderman. Gatula gets a hold of him, and he's driven out of bounds. 2 or 3 Bulldog defenders had a piece of him and drove him out onto the track. He's knocked out of bounds down around the 30-yard line. Wide receiver split to the short side of the field to the right. They fake the handoff up the middle. Wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. Super defense. Brent Strittmatter just stepped between the guard and center. He went right between David Waring, the right guard, and Brian Dexter, the center. Stepped between them, gave him the sidestep, and he had a piece of Marke Wiedergreen as Wiedergreen was still pulling out from under center. A brilliant defensive play by Brent Strittmatter. Marke Wiedergreen takes a snap. He's back to pass. Sets up. Pressure coming. Pressure coming. Wiedergreen scrambles with the ball. Turns it upfield. Got some running room. Wrapped up and dropped near the 46-yard line. Dustin Searcy, the first man to get to him, had some help there from Jon Bohlken and others, but they dropped him outside the 45 at the 46. Fairbury's going to look at 4th down and 7 yards to go. They'll have to punt it away again, but boy, they're just keeping the Bulldogs down here in the poorest field position. Blatney will stand at his own 40-yard line to punt it. Jon Bohlken goes back to his own 20 to return it. Blatney gets a good snap. Blatney gets his kick away. Bohlken will not try and field this. The ball bounces near the goal line. They chase after it. They try to touch it down, but I believe it got into the end zone. That's what they're going to say. Wait a minute. No, they're going to, oh, look at this. Now, wait a minute. He grabbed the football. His momentum and the football carried him into the end zone. And one of the referees threw a marker down at about the 1-yard line. Now, we'll see. He carried the ball on into the end zone with his momentum. So he didn't touch it down and prevent it from going in. We'll see how they rule this. Auburn is either going to be starting at their own 20 or they will be starting near their own 1-yard line. We'll wait and see. It's coming out to the 20. That's right. Marke Wiedergreen looks at that defensive front, a 6-man front for the Bulldogs. Turns, gives it up the middle to Blatney, the fullback. Blatney breaking through is finally wrapped up and dropped down at the Bulldog 43-yard line. Wide receiver split wide to the left. Comes back, gives it out, running to the right, carrying the football is Alderman, and Alderman is going to be driven out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit over there on the left side defensively. Snap, big 4th down play. Weagle, long count at the line. Weagle turns, gives the ball to Blatney. Blatney wrapped up and stopped short, I believe. I believe they stopped him short. We'll see how much forward progress they give him. He did not get there. I do not believe he got it. We'll see where they mark the ball. It looks like about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Auburn has the football. The Bulldog defense held. Tom, could you see who got to him first?
I wasn't able to see. There were a whole host of Bulldogs out there. We really got to give credit to this defensive unit. I know a lot of them been playing both ways all night, offense and defense, but they've been playing their hearts out here tonight.
And now,
they've had a big defensive stand
right Tom,
here.
It's obvious the Bulldogs need to put together a couple of first downs. That's going to be crucial. The clock stopped 6 minutes, 51 seconds. Make note of that, Tom. The Bulldogs took possession at 6:51 to go in the game. They need desperately to put together a couple of first downs here, leading 8-7. 1st and 10 Bulldogs back to football. The quarterback, Jamie Eickoff, calls his starting count. Eickoff turns, gives it straight ahead to Gennady. Travis Gennady runs hard and gets forward out near the 40-yard line. Got about 4 yards on the play, maybe 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down, about 5 yards to go for the Bulldogs.
David Waring and Junker in there on the tackle for the Jeffs. You almost sense here that the Bulldogs have really picked themselves up psychologically and really pumped up here with a big defensive stand that they just had a little bit ago.
I hate to even bring up the fact that the Bulldogs had a punt returned against them last week for a TD by Nebraska City. Don't even want to talk about that. Marke Wiedergreen will be the deep man. The short man, Ben Alderman. Wiedergreen will stand at about his own 30. Alderman at the 35. The line of scrimmage, the Bulldogs' 42-yard line. Todd Gatula will punt it away for Auburn. Gatula stands at his own 27-yard line. Brent Strittmatter will snap it. Waiting for a snap from center. Gatula gets a good snap. The rush is coming. Gets the punt out of there. Gatula hangs a spiral. A fair catch called for by Wiedergreen all the way back at the 22-yard line. So the Bulldogs got a pretty fair punt out of that one. So here's the deal. 4 minutes, 54 seconds to play in the contest. Auburn leads it 8-7. Fairbury has the ball, 1st and 10, their own 22-yard line. The Jeffs come over the ball. Marke Wiedergreen on 1st and 10, puts a wide receiver to either side of the field. Calls his starting count with Alderman in the top of the eye. Wiedergreen gives to Alderman. Alderman runs to his right, wrapped up, dropped for short yardage. Short of the 25. He got a couple. That's about all.
Good defensive pursuit over there on the left side. Defensively, Aricc Warren filling up the gap over there along with number 53, Stuart Rinkcliffe. And it really came up, met him at the line. He got about a yard gain on the play.
2nd down, 8 yards to go inside the 25-yard line. I formation, wide receiver to the left. Marke Wiedergreen has Blatney set at the fullback. Fakes to Blatney on the reverse. It's going to be Pacer Corder returning the right side. He'll have 1st down yardage. Pacer Cordy got the ball across the 30 out to the 33 and a flag on the play. A flag on the play. Coach Dick Strittmatter thinks it's against Fairbury. Wait a minute. Let's see. They're saying leave the chain. Wiedergreen takes the snap. He's back to pass. Wiedergreen says pressure coming. Dumps it over the middle. The screen pass. Blatney hit immediately and dropped in to get the tackle for the Bulldogs was Mike Drake. And Mike Drake just made the defensive play of the ball game for himself right there.
I tell you, Randy, they're going to love to see this one on the films because there was 3 Fairbury Jeffs right there around Mike Drake, and he broke out of that, was able to make the tackle, stopping him there for no gain on the play because as soon as the ball got there, he was there, boom, made the tackle on him. Outstanding play by Mike Drake.
And you know the clock is running. 3:19, 3:18, winding down. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. 3rd down and 12. Big 3rd down play here at the 19-yard line. The quarterback, Marke Wiedergreen, is back to pass. He's set. He has time. Throwing deep. He's throwing the bomb. The pass is going to be incomplete at the midfield stripe. Incomplete. Jamie Eickoff back there on the defense. 4th down. Here's the play of the game. 4th down and 12 at the 19-yard line. 3 minutes to go exactly in the ball game right now. Wiedergreen is back to pass. Wiedergreen set. Wiedergreen under pressure. Wiedergreen throwing downfield. The pass thrown out of bounds. Incomplete. The Bulldogs will take over. Auburn will have the football. I hope we're getting this on the videotape because this is going to be a defensive stand to watch. This will be a fun one to look at, Tom. The Bulldogs have held on 4th down a holding call against Fairbury, but that doesn't matter. Auburn will decline that, obviously. The Bulldogs will decline that. I know there's a flag, but Auburn's going to decline that. They've got the football. It was holding, but that will obviously be declined against Fairbury. Here's the signal. Holding Fairbury. Bulldogs decline. 1st and 10 Auburn. The line of scrimmage, the Fairbury 19. Now, you might talk about taking time off the clock, but Auburn, in order to take the time off the clock, is almost going to have to score, Tom, because they need to pick up a 1st down. Let's see. The ball inside the 20 at the 19. Jamie Eickoff puts him in the I formation on 1st and 10 at the Fairbury 19-yard line. Go Big Red, the chant. Eickoff calling his count, turns, gives it to Gennady. Gennady stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Fairbury has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Wiedergreen is back to pass. Wiedergreen looks out to his right. Pass is going to be complete. Out to the 30, the 35, the 40, and driven out of bounds as Mike dodged the split end. A big gain on the play. Tom, remember 2 years ago, Fairbury came back and won a ball game in the closing seconds here. It was 2 years ago in this same field that Fairbury won one in the final minute of play down here at the West End. Will history repeat? We certainly hope not. The Bulldogs have fought long and hard all evening. They lead at 8-7. It's 1st and 10 Fairbury at the 40-yard line. 1:19 on the clock. Marke Wiedergreen in the I formation, calling his starting count, is back to pass. Wiedergreen pumps once, pumps twice, throwing deep, has a receiver. The pass blowed out of bounds by the wind. And you know what? The wind is helping the Bulldogs here. 1:13 on the game clock. The football inside the 40. 2nd down and 10 for Fairbury. The Bulldog defense trying to hold on to that 8-7 lead. Wiedergreen has him in the eye. Alderman in the top of the eye. Wiedergreen back to pass. Wiedergreen sets, looks to his right, throws it upfield, in and out of the hands of his split end Mike Dodge. The pass falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 10 at the 40. Marke Wiedergreen, split end wide to the right. The quarterback Wiedergreen has him in the eye. He's calling his count. On the reverse, fumble on the football, fumble. Who's got the ball? Who's got the football? Let's see. Bulldogs, I think. Wait a minute. The Bulldogs indicating they have it. We'll see. Wait till they unpile them. Everybody, all eyes are fixed on the football now as they... Auburn has it. Auburn has the football. The Bulldogs get the fumble recovery. Who's under there with that football, Tom? Who comes up?
Brent Strittmatter was down at the bottom of the pile along with number 90.
Chris Albright.
Chris Albright.
I believe Albright may be the man that got it. In any event, there are 57 seconds on the clock. We've got a timeout, Auburn. The Bulldogs take timeout now. And, Tom, the Fairbury Jeffs came in here tonight with a 3-0 record. And how many years has that happened that Fairbury has come in here 3-0? They picked up wins to start this season over Wymore Southern, Superior, and Fall City. They came in here undefeated. The Bulldogs winless, looking for their first win. And things are looking pretty good right now if you're an Auburn Bulldog fan. I believe Fairbury has used up all of their timeouts. Waiting for a snap from center, Jamie Eickoff. Takes the snap, he'll go down on one knee. The back's there to protect him. That'll start the clock. No, the clock is not running. Fairbury takes timeout, and that will be their last timeout. Snap. Eickoff goes back, covers the ball up, and that's going to be the ball game. Fairbury cannot stop the clock. Time will run out. 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2. Here we go. Listen to the crowd. The Auburn Bulldogs, with the big homecoming win tonight, get the victory. 8-7 will be your final score. The Auburn Bulldogs defeating the Fairbury Jeffs here tonight. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with a post-game show. We'll try and get a word with a happy Coach Dick Strittmatter as part of our post-game show on KAUB-FM in Auburn. You've been enjoying Auburn Bulldogs football.
I really don't know what to say, Randy, except we needed this one. We talked that this win was going to be for us. We needed it. Coaches needed it. Team needed it. And we can have a winning season.
Hey, Dick, your football team played defense tonight. I'll give you a chance to catch your breath before we let you get away a minute. You ran all the way up here. When Fairbury had the field position throughout the entire third period, your Bulldog defense, you bend, but you wouldn't break. You held them out of the end zone.
We had to key on Alderman and stop their big plays, and our guys just played their hearts out on defense because, like you said, they had field position. We didn't do much offensively the second half. Of course, they moved it a little bit, but you know, for a team that's 0-3, you don't expect them to stop them every time. But that goes to show you what character our kids have. And we said seniors, you remember 2 games, your senior year, homecoming, and your last game, and I think the seniors will remember this, Randy.
Dick, this afternoon at the pep rally in front of the post office, you just said it straight out. You said that you, the coaching staff, the team, you intended to win the ball game tonight, and win the ball game you did. Congratulations.
I don't think I'm ready to challenge Jimmy the Greek, but I'm probably the happiest guy right now, and I want to get to my locker room because I've got a great bunch of kids.
Big homecoming win, Coach. Congratulations. Go join your team. Dick Strittmatter, a happy coach here, the head coach. And I'll tell you what, Dick almost overcome by emotion. The young man, he's happy to get the win tonight as they defeat the Fairbury Jeffs, the football team that came in here 3-0 in the season, and they come away with the win. Let's take a look now at the scoring and how it went in tonight's football game. Not much to talk about, but we'll fill you in on how it went. The Fairbury Jeffs got on the board first with 11:14 to play in the second period. Marke Wiedergreen, the quarterback, scored on a 34-yard touchdown run. They kicked the conversion attempt, and Fairbury led it 7-0. And then with 8:26 to play in the second period, the Auburn Bulldogs got a fumble recovery by Todd Gatula down at the Fairbury 23-yard line. Gatula came up with the loose football at the 23. Just 2 minutes later, with 6:28 to play, the Bulldogs capitalized on the drive. First, Gennady carried the ball 2 or 3 times for 5 and 6 yards to the crack. Then Jon Bohlken capped the drive with a 3-yard touchdown carry. Jamie Eickoff carried in on the option for the 2-point conversion that turned out to be the winning margin. and the Bulldogs led it 8-7 at the half. The third quarter saw Fairbury with field possession and possession of the football throughout almost the entire period, but as you heard Dick Strittmatter say, the Bulldog defense really did a good job holding on and holding off the offensive thrust there from Fairbury and came away with a big win, 8-7, your final score. And I'll tell you, this Bulldog football team will not forget their 1989 homecoming game as they get the win. Again, the final score, 8-7. If you weren't with us at halftime, the halftime homecoming ceremonies included the crowning of Missy Falk as the 1989 homecoming queen. The other candidates were Lisa Bean, Angie Johnson, Kendall Moody, and Kristen Rakovich. And they will be crowning a king very shortly out at the Auburn High School. The king candidates are Brent Strittmatter, Todd Gatula, Tony Fulton, Chuck Bensley, and Aricc Warren. And we hope you'll come on out to the high school for that coronation of the homecoming king. Right now, though, that just about wraps it up for tonight's live broadcast of Bulldog football here on KAUB. For Tom Osborne helping out tonight here in the booth, and Brian Meyer engineering for us for studios here in Auburn, I'm Randy Gatula, leaving you with the final score tonight, the Auburn Bulldogs 8 and the Fairbury Jeffs 7. Good evening, everyone.